All right, all right. Home Squad Sports Week 7. It's already here. We got a jam-packed full show here. Got a lot of news. Got 3 recruits we're going to put you on. Dalton is still in Florida, enjoying the time. How's it been, man?
Man, I didn't know I was leaving Louisville at the perfect time. I seen the crazy flood yesterday.
Yeah, we've had crazy floods here,
In one
and
day,
it's been, yeah, it's been a lot of rain. I mean, it was probably 3 straight days of rain. So,
right?
yeah, I
Every
know.
day.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know.
about 3 days straight.
Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
about crazy.
I seen all the cars that were getting stuck and stuff. I was like, wow, I hit the perfect time to leave, man. Glad you're doing well though. Glad you're safe.
Yeah, ready for some good action of ball. Got 2 games tonight, nothing too crazy, but let's go ahead and get into some news. I mean, overall, stuff's shaking out. I mean, I think it's a big week for Oregon. It's a big week for Ohio State. It's a big week for a bunch of these guys. I think we don't. Last week was obviously the Pavia and Alabama show. Is he going to be able to get it done? But this week, what are you looking at? Is there any storylines that's catching your eye? As we go into week 7 already.
I mean, I'm really excited to see Missouri play Bama, man. They haven't got really tested yet this year. Missouri hasn't been tested. Their run
Yeah.
games look great. Ribulos look great, but it's the first really, really tough opponent they faced. South Carolina's hit or miss, and then they beat Kansas, but Kansas is also average. So I think it's a big game for Missouri. I'm really excited to see how good they are. This is a huge barometer game for them.
Yeah, Missouri, this is huge. It is huge. I mean, they got Bama. I'm looking at, I think, a really sleeper game. There's a lot of sleeper games. I'm really tied on the last one here for our top 6, which is the late slate, which is great. But Michigan USC,
Yeah,
that's going to be an underrated game, Dalton, I think. And obviously, I think I've seen a couple outlets say Oklahoma, after if Mateer comes back, they're just going to be wreckers as opposed to just wrecking people's playoff spots. Do you think Oklahoma's got a shot if they win it this week against Texas?
I mean, if they win this week, yeah, I guess anything's possible. But I mean, we still don't know an exact return date, do we?
No, I don't think so. I think he's still he's already throwing though, so I think this might be his last game he misses. I
Oh,
believe.
that's huge
Yeah,
then. Yeah, if they win this. I mean, yeah, they got South Carolina, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama, Missouri, LSU. After I mean, the rest of their schedules, every team's ranked except South Carolina, and
yeah,
even they are really good. I mean,
yeah.
they got Sellers and a lot of other just dogs. So really hard schedule coming through the rest of this year. But if they can somehow, I know Texas isn't looking great, you
Mm.
know, but
No, they're done.
if I had to put my money, if I had to put my life on this game, I'm taking Texas this week.
Really?
With Michael Hawkins is. I've seen him
After
play too much last year. I know he's a freshman. It's a new season. He played great against Kent State, but that's Kent State, man. I just Arch isn't great. Obviously, he hasn't proved anything yet. But Michael Hawkins just last year was really really bad. I got to see him play good against a good team before I really put faith in him. But I think it's going to be a really good game, and if they can somehow get past this, yeah, the sky's the limit for this Oklahoma team, especially when Mateer comes back. I mean, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. You always got a chance. We've seen it all the time. We see it all the time with a good quarterback can win you games you ain't supposed to. So I think if they can somehow get past Texas, if they can score on this defense without Mateer, I'll be impressed. So, but they do, yeah, man. But they'll have to. I mean, they're gonna have to be in 5 or 6 more ranked games.
I
It's gonna
think
be
they can.
a gauntlet. It's quite the gauntlet.
Yeah, I think they can. We'll see what happens, though. I do want to give a shout out to some quarterbacks. Like you said, good quarterback play is key. We got quarterbacks here who have yet to throw a pick. Or yet. So we got guys that are over 1,000 yards, Luke Altmaier, Joey Fagano, and Drew Mestamaker, our guy at North Texas, all got no picks. So shout out to these guys. Out of these 3, Dalton, who are you liking out of these 3? You like Altmaier more or you like Mestamaker more?
I mean, yeah, I like both of them. Two of these guys were my guys coming into the year. So it's good to see that they're actually playing good. And then, I hit on to a couple guys. But I will admit, I wasn't seeing this out of Finano, man. What a start for the year to Finano. Nick Evers transferred in last year. Everybody thought he was going to win the job.
Yep.
Huge recruit. Went to Oklahoma. Transferred to UConn. Everybody, assumed he was going to get the reins. But Finano won the job last year, made it into a bowl game. And he's looking even better this year. So he might have a, backup NFL type of future. I think he might be able to make it, as a backup, career backup,
I think there's a lot of guys in this these class that are coming off as starters, but really they're going to be backups. And then
Yeah.
I just think everything's going to get pretty congested. I'm
I mean,
not totally sure though.
I will say this about Fignano in his defense too. I mean, he doesn't have the best group of receivers, and he has one really good receiver, but the rest of the team is just not very talented. So he could be elevated if he gets to play with really good players. We haven't seen it, so he could be a sleeper. I'll have to do some more actually like in depth film of him because man, I didn't know he was playing this well. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, they got a couple ballers there, and we'll see how they can shake out. We'll see who throws the first pick. But let's
Love
get into
more.
some. Yeah, let's get into some news here, Dalton. We just got some hot off the press news this week. Everyone's been talking about it. NCAA passes dates for the one-time transfer portal now. We finally got some dates. It is going to be January 2nd through the 16th, 2 weeks. No more two windows. You don't have to learn two rosters before the spring game here. I think this kind of sets the ship in the right way, and this is going to help a lot of high school kids get recruited more. But what do you think about these dates? Do you think it should be later, earlier, or do you care about the dates specifically?
I mean, maybe like 2 weeks later, but this is pretty good. I mean, when do you know when the championship game is scheduled this year?
Well, it's usually what Super Bowl is first week of February. Usually the first week of January, like January 7th, January 6th, 7th is the championship game because you have New Year's Six bowls. And then there's usually like a week after that for the Natty. So I think it's like January 7th. So
Right.
yeah, you're right. I don't like the dates. I do think it should be a little bit back further. You're going to have some guys overlap. You're going to have, like you said, in with Penn State last year. Bo Pribula had to enter the transfer portal during the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. If all would have went down with the injury, they would have been screwed.
Yeah, but it worked out for Pribula, right? I mean, it's
So far,
it
so
sucks.
good.
Yeah, it sucks to say. It's like, yeah, we wish he didn't have to leave on his team like during the playoffs when they're on a title run, but he's now a starter. It looks like it was the right move. He was kind of forced into that move, and I don't know. I would like to see at least like January, maybe start it right in the middle, like January 10th through I don't know 24th or something like that. I think that'd be a better dates, but we'll see. Do you think we'll see more guys opt out during the playoffs this year?
I don't think so because I mean, till the 16th, you could still finish the season and then enter the playoffs. I mean, enter the portal
Yeah,
now. I mean, at least it's up until the 16th. I will give them that. If you enter on the 15th, the season's already over, so you can play the full season now, still enter the portal. I do like that. Maybe if it
yeah,
starts 1 week later, but
yeah.
I can deal with this. I can live with it. It's a step in the right direction, man, and that's what it's all about. It's just taking steps forward, and this is one of them. You know, it's a small
I
step.
agree.
It's an important one, man. Then that two transfer portal thing was crazy. I mean,
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we were learning rosters, relearning rosters, and then up to 2 weeks before the season, we having to learn more guys. So yeah,
yeah, I
it's
know.
it
It's
gotta
hard
happen.
for us, but just imagine for the coaches, man. Like, if it
Oh
really
yeah.
ain't fair to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been
We have
it's honestly been crazy. It's
Mm.
been crazy to see. We've already got guys entering the portal now from Maryland. We got guys decommitting. So it's been the wild wild west. Let's get into the next news here, Dalton. Get your thoughts. They've now said that players will have a 15-day window to enter the transfer portal after a new head coach is hired. So we got another window technically for some teams that'll apply for when they get some coaching changes. What do you think about this? I think this is a great rule. What's your thoughts
I'm
on
gonna
it?
say this one's fine. Yes, it's just, this is why the portal to me is a good thing because
Yeah,
when coaches leave, you shouldn't have to stay. Really, you're not committing to a program as a college kid. I went through I wasn't, D1 recruiting, but I still went through the process. I went on 10, 15 visits, and yeah, you're not committing to the program, you're committing to the coach and, his scheme and all that, really. The program is afterthought because the program can change as soon as somebody comes in. The program is about the coaches. So, really, I think 9 times out of 10, you're committing to the coach, not the program. So, this is a great rule. Yeah. This is for the kids, and that's what it's all about.
I agree. I agree. I think it's a step in the right direction here. I think we're like have about 30 years of change in the past. I don't know, year, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yes. Yeah, really. I mean, it's been a lot of change with NIL and everything, and I'm really glad to see things go in the favor of the high school guys, which you'll see at the end of the show. We got 3 high school recruits we will put on display for you all that are uncommitted. But first, let's get into the bread and butter here, the top 6 games of the week, Dalton. We got a full play here, full slate.
Good week,
We
man.
got Yep, Ohio State, Illinois, Alabama, Missouri, the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, and Oregon. This is one of my favorite games as well. And then we got Michigan, USC. And then the late night game, if you're up on your bets, you're trying to make it a crazy night, or if you're down in the dumps just trying to get back to zero, you'll have a shot at the 10:15 game. Arizona State forks up against Utah.
Love that
What are
game.
they going to do? This is going to be a heck of a matchup. Arizona State is still in the picture for the playoffs. I think they woke up from the
Both of these teams are, right? I mean, Utah only got one loss too. It's a huge game. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I love all these games on the schedule because this is a great week. But honestly, that might be my favorite, even though we have higher ranked teams playing in every other game. This might be my favorite matchup because one team is going to be pretty much eliminated unless they run the table after this week, and both these teams are very evenly matched, I think.
I agree. I think we're going to see maybe a shootout.
I know I can't decide.
Everyone's expecting a shootout though, so it might not be a shootout.
That's what I say. I can't decide with these teams, man. I mean, they both have very good quarterbacks. Yeah, Levitt and Dampier both have good run games, but when these teams are at their best, they're playing good D. We've seen it last year with Arizona State in the playoffs against Texas. Forced overtime is their defense that really stepped up. And Utah, when they play good, it's their defense carries them. So I think this could actually hit the under, but we'll get to that in a little.
Okay, I like that idea. We'll see. All right, so we got Ohio State, Illinois. Start off with that game. Julian Sayin, Altmaier. Julian Sayin's quietly one of the best quarterbacks playing in the nation, steady Eddie, not making too many mistakes, and he's got a lot of help around him, but not as much help as people thought. The wide receiver class, it's great. They have two great receivers.
Yes, two good receivers. Yeah, that's it.
Really. But that's it. But that's really it.
Ennis has not stepped up at all yet. But granted, he hasn't had to, Dan. He hasn't had to. What if he needs?
No, I don't believe that he couldn't have to because it's always helpful. You need three receivers in college football. We could always use 50.
Max Clare is always 50 yards. Max Clare is really the number 3, so really he's number 4. I don't know. We'll see when they play. I mean, Illinois.
If you're Ohio State, you're creme de la creme. We need 3 solid route runners out there. Every freaking route, we need a slot. This is Ohio State.
They usually have 3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this was a huge recruit. Hasn't produced at all yet, man. So still waiting for him to blow up because. If you play a team with 2 good corners, Illinois did have 2 good corners, man. Xavier Scott's going to miss this game, and I think that's a huge thing that hurts Illinois in this game. If they had him and Miles Scott and Matthew Bailey, I think they would have a real shot in this game. But Xavier Scott missing this game really hurts him, man, because now that one of the receivers is going to have an advantage every play instead of being locked up with 2 dogs.
That's a good point. I think we're going to see a big game. I mean, you're going to hear me talk about Caden Curry until the lights come on, and I really think he's going to have a big game. Kenyatta Jackson had a big game. We'll see. I like Styles, man, or the Styles bros. I think they're going to be great.
Lorenzo.
Give me Ohio State. Yeah, give me Ohio State. I mean, it could be a blowout. I don't think it's going to. I just think Ohio State. A 35-point, 28-point just domination. That's, I don't know. It's better than scoring 40 points, but getting those last 14 in garbage play. I just think they're head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah, I think this would kind of be similar to the Washington game. I don't think they blow them out. I think Illinois defense holds them to 24, 25, but Ohio State's defense has just been lights out this year. And until I see somebody play a good game against them, I'm gonna side with them. So I think, Ohio State probably wins this game, 28-14. I just don't think Illinois gets enough points on the board. But I think their defense plays respectable. Ohio State just does what they need to do on offense so far this year. And I think they do that again this week until they really get tested. And Illinois is really good, but we've seen what happened against Indiana. That definitely turned me off a little bit. I'm sure it turned you off too a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're still a solid team. They're a Big Ten team, but it's just proof that –
lose by 53, bro.
Yeah, there's just a big drop off between a couple of these teams, and I think Oregon's in the upper echelon. We can move Miami and Ohio State, those 3. And maybe Bama. Bama's going to work their way in. I think we get a good transition into the next game here, Bama versus Missouri. Yeah, Bama's really creeping as a title contender for me. I think Ty Simpson's really grown on me, 1,400 yards already. He's a dog. He's only got 1 pick. He should be on that list for the a no-pick list. Very good. Jam Miller. We'll see if he has a breakout game, man. Jam Miller could just be a boring game, and they could just ride him to victory and just not have to show too much, on the field with their playbook. What do you think? What do you
No,
think?
I'm actually. I think Missouri. I think Missouri should be favored in this game.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
just look at the way these teams play this so far this year. Bama cannot stop the run, bro.
Mm,
And that's what Missouri does all game. Ahmad Hardy, Jamal Roberts, Bo Privilege's going to get fed the rock. They're going to run the ball down their throats. They're going to just like Florida State did, just like Georgia did. Yeah, they won the Georgia game, but it wasn't because of run defense. They gave up over 200 yards rushing that game as well. Just like they did
mhm.
the first week against Florida State. And then who else was a hard game? Vandy. Even Vandy put up a lot of rushing yards last week. I mean, they didn't rush enough, but they averaged 7 yards a carry. They only ran the ball 19 times. But they had 135 yards on 19 carries, so they averaged 7 yards a carry. Bama's run defense has been the worst part of this team so far this year, and this is a bad team to play with a bad run defense, man.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson's
Yeah, it
gonna,
is a good point.
that's all I'm saying. Ty Simpson's going to keep this game close, but Ahmad Hardy is, he's top 10 on the Heisman right now. Most people's boards, probably on mine, and I think he has 9 touchdown runs already. Averages 146 yards a game, 7 yards per carry. And then
Yep.
Roberts, the backup's also averaging 7 yards a carry. So this run game's just been dynamic. And believe it or not, I trust Eli Jankowicz more than I do Kalen DeBoer at this point in their careers.
Kinda.
He's
Kinda. What's Drinkowicz's big win? What's his biggest win so far?
he does That's a great point. He doesn't necessarily have any huge wins, but 9-3 every year in the SEC at Missouri is very good. I think he's
Yeah.
very underrated. He hasn't had
He is.
so close to the playoffs a couple of times, and people just write him off. Last year they finished like 14th, 15th. Like they're just
I just think we can't stand someone that's just rated actually like slightly off. I think he's like if he's underrated, it's not by much. Like he's solid. I
well, this
get there's not a lot of championship coaches out there right now. He is. I mean, you don't have a lot to choose from and not a lot of experience out there. But he's solid. We'll see what he can do. But you made a good point with having two backs that average 7 yards a carry. I was on Draft Professor on Monday, and both of these guys are on my running back list, and they're
good.
dogs. Yeah, they're dogs.
I
They're
mean,
dogs. Also
hard.
got a side note. I also got a couple FCS running backs on there that are just straight
Oh yeah,
killers.
okay. I'll have to check.
One's got 13 touchdowns already. One's got 10.
Oh, 13 already.
The one that's got 10 touchdowns is averaging 7.5 yards per carry. He's LJ Phillips from South Dakota, and
Okay.
then Joshua Dye from Southern Utah, 783 yards this year, 13 touchdowns,
Oh my god.
6.8 yards a carry. Yeah,
Is
so we're gonna
he
see. We might
underclass?
see. Yes, these are all
Oh,
underclassmen.
so they're
So
transfer. We might see them transfer
yes,
up. Kind of like
both.
Ahmad Hardy, both well this year, both dominating the
Yes,
SEC from smaller schools. Yeah. So
yes.
we might see guys to keep your name. Remember these names. Yeah.
Definitely remember their names. They're going to be probably P4, G5 next year. They're only sophomores, so they're going to have some big futures ahead of them. So, got to shout that out since we're talking some dynamic running backs because, man, there's so many good running backs this year. I mean, who's the best running back? I just want to side note. Do you have a best running back right now? Is there anybody that's just way better? Is it Ahmad Hardy? Is it Hollywood
Yeah.
Smothers?
Yeah. It's the guy we're talking about right now. So far this year, it's Ahmad Hardy.
Yeah,
Honestly, he has 100 yards every game, 250 one game.
yeah,
This guy's just been dominating. Shout out Jeremiah Love as well. Obviously, everybody knows
true.
how good he is. But I'm I'm going with Missouri in this game, man. I'm taking Missouri.
Wow.
They have a favorite by 3, but like I said, I trust Eli right now more than Kalen, and I've really loved this run game. I think they keep Bama's offense off the field. Time of possession is going to be hugely in favor of Missouri this week, and they eke it out by about 3, man.
Wow. Okay. I don't hate it. I'd expect it. I know you like Missouri. You're a big Missouri fan. You're pretty much a Missouri fan. I mean,
Well, I actually don't like them at all. But when Florida plays them, we can't beat them no matter who our coach is. So yeah, actually, I do. I mean, they're hard to beat, man. They're hard to beat. I know, I agree with you with they're not like a SEC team. They're not. Still doesn't seem right. But either way, they're respectable somehow every year in the SEC. They haven't had I don't think they've had like a 4-8, 5-7 years since they've been in the SEC. They've been respectable, and it's impressive because they don't have the money most of the teams in the conference do. I'll give them that.
yeah, I'll
That's
give
all
them that. They're definitely more relevant than Kentucky year in and year
right.
out.
Not even close.
Yeah, they have pretty much similar, I'd guess. Like I don't know. I'd say maybe Kentucky's got a little bit more, but they just maybe don't spend it. I'm not sure.
What did you see while we're on this conversation? The Stanford got 50 mil.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. $50 million from
Just
one of their
dude, not for facility.
Yeah, it's $50 million from one of their alumni. It's just a gift for football. It's not,
Crazy.
it's not to be used for anything else. This is a total a move for football towards their NIL and whatever they want to do. Probably just going to be NIL, pay guys in there. $50 million. That's like, I mean, we're seeing like teams get about what 20, 23 million, 30 around that for a roster, the top tier. So that's about 2 years, 2 solid year, 2.5 years
It's
of
awesome. I mean, I was trying to figure out who this was. I mean, they didn't say the name, but
no. I mean, dude, no, they'll never find out who this is. This is Stanford's different type of money, like
yeah,
different type of yeah, it's different. Silicon Valley is just
I bet this.
they're
Yeah, I was about to say, I bet this dude never played in the league. He's probably like a
oh
backup.
hell no. What?
Ended up
No, this
making.
dude probably never played sports. No, this dude, you know what I mean?
Well, it says
Millionaires.
it does say former player.
Oh, does it?
This
Okay.
player. I just don't
Oh,
think he
okay.
was a player that played in the NFL. I think he was.
Oh, I didn't know it was a former
I
player.
guess what I mean. It could be like I said. It could have been a 15-year guy in the NFL, or it
Yeah.
could have been a guy that didn't even go to the league, just was on the team as a backup and ended up being
Yeah.
a rocket scientist or something.
Oh
So
yeah, dude.
no
That's
telling
too
what it
much.
is at Stanford. Yeah, no telling. But either way,
Yeah.
man, this could really change their program overnight. So
There's more rich Stanford alumni than there is broke,
yeah,
and
I'm
for
just
the
saying
most
though,
part,
they could
especially
change the
in the
overnight.
past 20 years.
They could
Yeah,
get
Silicon Valley, all the venture capitalists, all there. You're just the people you're networking out there. If you go to Stanford, it's different, especially if you're in the tech world.
I mean, I'm just watch out for Stanford next year. They might do like a Texas Tech kind of leap, in this offseason. They might be able to bring in the number one portal class this year. I mean,
The number one portal class wouldn't surprise me out of
with
Stanford
this
with
one,
all that money. I mean,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean it's Cali, but we got to say Stanford's always been an academic
yeah,
powerhouse. We're going to see if they're going to lower those standards or it's just they're going to stay the same and just have more resources for the
that's
guys
true.
they already get. I would say they're probably going to lower those a little bit.
I mean, I think they're realizing they have to. I mean, they want to start winning again. They used to be
Yeah,
so good. I mean, our childhood they were really good every year. Starting
I
with
agree.
starting with Toby Gerhart, Andrew Luck, Hogan,
Hogan.
McCaffrey. They had so many dogs. A lot of good defense players back in the day. So I would like to see them good again. It was cool when they were good, like because you don't expect them to be good. So when they are, it's pretty cool.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, hey, we
I
need
like their
more.
branding. The tree. It's pretty
I
cool.
I think they should just. Oh man, I don't know. Every time I just think of Stanford, I think of Pac-12, Pac-10.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just I'm like, man, what could have been? They should all just USC, UCLA,
No, they shouldn't have left.
Stanford, just go back, just go dump all your money into the Pac-10. All of them got pretty solid money, and let's bring it back because we already got guys complaining. We got the East Coast teams complaining about travel with the Big Ten. We got the West Coast teams complaining about travel. So it's we get I don't know. I feel like that was a train coming, and no one acted like no one just saw it wasn't coming. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Pac-12, I'm an advocate. Pac-12 advocate for sure. Before we get into the second half here, Dalton, of our top six, let's get into the top 25 here. And you want to predict any changes? So you're already predicting Alabama to lose against Missouri. All right, so they'll probably drop from 8. You think?
Yeah, a little bit.
Um,
I think it's be. They ain't gonna be blown out. It's gonna be a real close game. So, but they'll definitely drop. It'll be their second loss of the year. So, Missouri might. They might be up to 8 if they win.
they
They'll
could. They could.
be
The big
undefeated. So.
Yeah, 14-8 wouldn't shock me. They wouldn't shock me at all because,
Or they might go to 7. They might go to 6. Oklahoma might lose. Indiana, Oklahoma both might lose.
yeah, that's going to be a heck of a game, man. It's going to be
No, we'll get
those two
to them
games are
later.
going to be great. Only reason I really wanted to bring this up because I did not give enough flack to Iowa State. Why are they still ranked?
They're 5-1 still.
No, they shouldn't be ranked.
South
They haven't
Florida's
beat.
ranked at 5-1, and
They
they're in.
shouldn't be ranked either. They shouldn't
Oh,
be ranked either.
listen, like I said, dude, I hated to say it earlier. I said it on Sunday when our Monday show. Cincinnati should be ranked. It sucks to say it, but Florida State has 2
Maybe.
losses. South Florida has 1 loss, and they just beat Iowa State. So really, you should switch Iowa State and Cincinnati. Unfortunately for us, but Southfield's having a good year this year so far. So we're just being that backfield, man. They can run that ball. And no way you should have Iowa State ranked ahead of Cincinnati. I agree with that. That's not fair. They just beat them straight up.
They just beat them straight up, and I'm
You have the
just
same
like, hold
record,
on.
and you have the same
Yeah, I'm
record.
like,
It ain't like they have
I
a better
know.
record.
I know, and I think they're like, okay, well, they lost to Cincinnati. They were 14th going into the game. Us dropping into 22, maybe people would be okay with that. No, you still lost a heads up. They need to be ahead of you because their teams are really similar anyway from
Record
like
too.
on paper.
Cincinnati actually dominated that game.
Yes, they did.
You watched it too, yeah. It
Yeah,
wasn't really
yeah.
close as the scoreboard indicated at all. Iowa State had
Mm.
to scratch and claw their way to make it look close, make it look respectable. They were getting blown out. Um, Cincinnati's actually a problem this year, man. Big 12 got a lot of teams that are very like evenly matched, I think. So that's it ain't the best conference. No top dogs, but there's a lot of really good teams in that conference that are going to give each other fits, especially you're like Utah, Arizona State. Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, like 5 or 6 teams that can still win that conference. I love that. It's a great conference. Love Big 12.
Yeah, me too, man. And I feel like want to remind people, shout to everyone that's going in. We got over 100 here again, and we really appreciate it. We got an announcement coming up soon. We'll get into that later. But I want to bring up because I always say there's a drop off from Ohio State, Oregon, Miami right now,
Yeah, the
and
top 13.
it feels like I'm hating, but I want to say no. I watch
Good.
every other the G5 games. I love. I don't want to make it clear. I love the parody. I love it. I think there should be a G5 playoff. I mean, I love it. But I want to just make that a point there of emphasis that I don't hate on the rest of you don't have to be a national contender for me to watch you. I
Oh,
watch at least one FCS game a week. I watched North Dakota State last week, and if anybody wants to watch a fun game, watch North Dakota State. I mean, their offense is electric again. But let's get into this back half here, Dalton. You brought up Indiana already. Hoosiers versus the Ducks. The Ducks are trying to, I think, they're looking for more of a signature win because Penn State's not as good as we thought. So
yeah.
now they're kind of need a big win. They need this win against Indiana, in my opinion. Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, quarterbacks 1 and 2. I don't even care how you have it. I wouldn't even hate on it. But these are one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the nation. Give me your thoughts on the game.
Great matchup with the quarterbacks, like you said. I mean, Mendoza Moore, a lot of people got him QB1, QB2 right now. I still think it's a little early to have Moore there. He hasn't proven himself enough for me. We talked about it in the offseason. You got to have 2 good years. He's had 6 good games, and we're already ranking him number 1. That's all I'm saying, man. Remember when
I agree with you, but these quarterbacks that most of the people thought. So everyone thought Klubnik.
Nussmeier, all or
I
Klubnik. Yeah.
I fell for the Klubnik
Me
and
too. We both had him
Nussmeier.
QB1. Yeah, we'll admit it.
Because I was still out on Aller. No, I didn't. No, I think
Yeah, we
there's
had
a
Klubnik QB1. We both did, I thought, for a minute.
I had Mendoza. No, I had Mendoza. I think at my number like 1 or 2 going into the season. There's a video of me I already got it ready. It's me saying I don't
You
see.
we both had
It was
Klubnik.
me talking. It was us talking about Klubnik, and I said I don't see anything he does and something Mendoza can't do. Like,
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, I'm taking IU on the road at Oregon.
hey, I don't hate that at all, man.
I
And
am.
I think
I am. And that's just, you know what? I think Oregon's a better freaking team, and I don't like IU's coach, man. To be real with you, I don't like him.
you
But
don't like Signetti.
no, I don't. I'm just gonna be real. I don't like Cincinnati. Okay, not my favorite coach in the country.
Okay.
But man, the way they did Illinois, the way they already won the close game last week against Iowa. They showed they can win a close game too. They're coming off a bye. That's huge. They got the
Yeah.
scout. They got the scout this week. I think
Yeah.
Oregon's coming off a bye too, though, so that kind of evens it out. They're both coming off a bye, but Oregon, like I said, they really have played a good team. We thought Penn State was good, but they're not. Clearly, they're not good at all. If you lose UCLA this year, you're not good at all. So Oregon hasn't been tested yet, man, and I just don't see them being able to stop Mendoza in this offense. They have a great run game too. 2 really good backs. Omar
Yeah.
Cooper's been one of the best receivers in the country. Mendoza's just so efficient. I don't know how they're going to be able to get them behind the sticks. Is on offense is my problem for Oregon. I mean, I know they got Mateo, really good DN. Ardarius
Bear.
Washington, great D tackle. Barry Alexander, great D tackle. I know they got talent, but something about this IU team, I like them way more than last year actually. And they were everybody's darling last year. I was out on them last year. This team's better because their quarterback's better. Curtis Rourke was a 7th rounder. This is a 1st rounder. That's the difference. I mean, that's a huge difference.
I think both these quarterbacks are better than the ones they had last year. I think
Yeah.
Mendoza's a step up from Rourke. I think Dante Moore's a way step up from Dylan Gabriel. I mean, it's not even a question.
In college,
It's not.
though, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh no! I swear that tells me, and maybe I'm wrong. You have not watched enough Dante Moore.
I mean, he went for.
You
He
haven't
had a good
watched
game
enough.
against Penn State. He threw for 248. He was in control,
I
but
know
he's not
he's.
explosive really yet. And
You don't have to be.
he just hasn't played nobody yet. I got to see him beat a good team, and this will be. I mean, Penn State's defense, I thought they were good, so I gave him credit. I did 2 weeks ago, but then Penn State goes up and let Nico have his best game of his career. so now I got to relook at that game. That's all I'm saying. I do love Moore's talent. Yes, he was he was a 5-star recruit for a reason. He started at UCLA as
Yeah.
a freshman for a reason. I still don't get me wrong. I'm still high on this guy. He's still in my top 5 right now. I just think number 1 or 2 right now is a little high. But if he dominates this week, then I'll give him his flowers next week. I'm just a little skeptical because he's only had 6 good games. That's all it is, and I think Lanning might be helping him out. Great scheme, great talent around him, and great. The tight end's amazing too, by the way. I don't know, Kenyon Sadiq, probably like a
Oh,
top
yeah, he's a hell of an athlete.
probably a top 10 pick at the tight end. So this team's
Yeah.
just loaded overall, and I think so far they've been able to help him with the scheme and everything. And I do like his clutch. I mean, he was clutch in that Penn State game. Went to overtime, and he was able to get the touchdown drive, first drive. So I like that. But still, he needs more tests, and this is a big test. So I really think IU wins just by the skin of their teeth. Though it's going to be a great game, and Oregon probably just runs out of time. I think they had the ball about to score. They just run out of time, man.
Okay, I don't hate it, but they do have 2 good backs. They got Lee Beebe, and then they got
Roman
the
Hemby.
other guy, Kobe Martin, right?
They got Roman Hemby and Kalen Black too. They got 4 good backs. Yeah,
Yeah, Kobe Martin's a guy I think
Beebe's
could be
out
have a big
a year
game.
now.
Okay, so yeah, Kobe Martin could probably get a couple more carries. I think
Yeah,
he's
he
got a
will
nice
now.
body type at a bite. 6 foot 207, 8.9 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns on the year. Only 25 carries, but I think it could come up big. You got to have guys to be able to shift them in and out against Oregon because it's probably going to be a shootout. I think it has to be a shootout for both these teams to win. I don't think Signetti could win in a defensive battle against them. My favorite center in the nation, got to give him a
Yeah,
shout out. Oregon center, Apani Lualu. Everyone's saying Connor Liu is the number 1 center,
Auburn.
but I don't know. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I like him a little bit more,
I
but I
like.
don't know. I haven't watched enough tape.
He's never gave up a sack in his career. I've seen, so yeah, he's
Yeah.
really good. But man, you said it yourself. Every week we talk about Oregon. You're worried about their corners, and
Yep.
it's not good this week. And you're against Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt and EJ Williams. It,
Yeah.
that's a really tough matchup. Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt. Elijah Surratt's probably first rounder, second rounder, and then Cooper's got 436 touchdowns already this year, 6 in the last 3 weeks. So Oregon's secondary is definitely going to be tested. Thieneman's going to have to play a great game because I think their corners, they're going to get beat a little bit. Thieneman's got to be there in the back end.
I don't hate that at all. I don't hate it at all. I think we have a lot of guys that have to show out this week, like just blankly. I mean, honestly, that's just what has to happen. I mean, guys have to
Of course,
NFL. They want to see you go against the best competition. Sometimes they'll give you, I think, the nod, but if you're in a good conference, they don't want to only see you show out against the cupcakes. But all right, I'm taking Oregon. I like Oregon. Is it going to be like a 1 possession game? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to come down to the last. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. No, like definitely not. But I don't know who's going to make the big. DeCorian Moore, man, he's a hell of a player.
I just
Um,
think Pons,
he's one of my favorites. He's one of
Pons
my
might
favorites.
follow him, man. And I think Pons right now got the advantage just because of his experience. We love Pons. It's one of your favorite corners in the country. I already know D'Angelo Pons. Shout out to him. Really
Yeah,
undersized, but just a dog. 5'9", 175, yeah. But it doesn't matter. You can't get open on him. He's glue. And I think he might follow DeCorian because, Oregon really doesn't have that many great receivers. So if he follows him and he's able to shut him down, that changes the game a lot because that's Oregon's big downfall this year is the receiver position.
yeah. No, you make a good point. I think the corners are going to come up big. Thieneman, bailed him out against Penn State and made the big play. Is he going to have a big game? I think that remains to be seen. Oregon's backs are going to they're going to have to still run the ball, man. It doesn't matter what good quarterback you got. You got to still be able to run the ball. Do you think they get it done on the ground? Do you think that's the reason you're taking Indiana? What's the big swaying point that you're like, all right, Hoosiers?
Like I just talked about, it's the receiver position. It's not even the running back position. I just don't trust Oregon's receivers. I mean, DeCorian Moore has 296 yards. But it's only 59 a game, and that's their leading receiver, They don't have an alpha male, just dominant receiver yet. He probably will be next year, 2 years. But, I mean, Sadiq is our best receiver right now. He's our tight end. Gary Bryant has 16 catches, but he's only averaging 12 yards a catch. So this receiving core is just the worst he's had probably since he's been at Oregon. And I think that shows up this week with the secondary and Pons. Pons is just able to follow Moore and shadow him, take him out the game, and then I just don't think anybody else is good enough to beat this the secondary, and especially Aiden Fisher and Mikael Kamara is able to get some pass rush pressure up front. I just like the I like the matchup for IU. Oregon's offense this year just doesn't scream great to me. I think Moore's just been bailing them out a lot, but it's the best team he's played so far, and I think they're going to be able to stop their weapons. It's Mekhi Hughes not hitting is a big problem because
Mm-mm.
you were expecting him to be
Yeah.
their running back. Now they got two freshman running backs. I mean, De'Aaron Hill Jr. Great start to the year, but he's a true freshman, man, and it's his first really big game. So I'm just worried about the skill positions for Oregon, man. That's really what it comes down to.
Okay. No, I don't hate that at all. I think you make a lot of good points. I think Indiana could definitely win the game. But Oregon, this is it. If they win this game, if Oregon wins this game, I'm like, all right, they're definitely going to be in the last four standing, and they're probably going to be, depending how they set it up, what the roads look like. I think they're going to be fighting Miami to contend to beat Ohio State in the national championship. But we'll see. We'll see. What do you think about score? You think about these teams keep it in the 30s, 20s, 40s? What do you think?
I'm going 31-28 IU.
Ooh, I don't hate that.
31-28.
I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, just
Okay.
not a shootout, but not low scoring either. Just right, classic middle of the line game. Great, good defense, good
Yeah.
offense. And but I think they clutch it out with their defense. Like I said, I'm just worried about Oregon's weapons, man. This ain't your typical Oregon team with the weapons actually, and it's weird to see, but I think that's the downfall of this team: their running backs and the receivers.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to see a game in maybe about the 30s, possibly. I think it could be coming down to a big pick. It's very possible. I think somebody's going to throw a big pick. Could it be Mendoza? Could it be more? And that remains to be seen. But all right, let's get into our second to last game here. One of my favorites. Actually, I
Hey,
think it's a slept-on
well,
game. People aren't talking about this
no, we
enough.
skipped Oklahoma, Texas. Let's go to that first. That's 3:30. We didn't talk about.
Oh, my bad. My
No, you're
bad. My bad. My
good.
bad. My bad. Red River rivalry. Can you say? I can't say that five
Red,
times
yeah,
fast.
it's
I don't
really
care
hard
what
to
these
say it
people are.
fast. I mean, if you say it 5 times fast,
Red River rivalry.
yeah, it's hard.
Red River rivalry.
Red River rivalry. You got to say it slow. Yeah. Um, Great game. It's always a great game. It doesn't matter. Like these teams could suck, and this state game is still going to be awesome, right? So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, always,
I wish we had.
always.
I wish we had Mateer versus Arch, but because then I would take Oklahoma. No,
Mhm.
no questions asked. But that really throws the Reds in things. I mean, Texas is favored now by 1.5, and they're not even ranked. Unranked versus 6, and you're favored.
Hmm.
That's pretty weird. So you don't see that often at all.
Okay.
You don't see that often at all.
No, no,
Unranked at
no.
favorite.
Like you said, it's a good point. Doesn't matter how bad these teams are. They could be 0 and whatever. It's going to be a good game, and it's going to be packed. Oklahoma's going to pack it. Texas is going to pack it. We've seen that happen time and time again. So I agree. I think we've seen a close game. I have no faith in Texas. I mean, zero faith in Texas. You can't pay me to bet on Texas with your money. I can't do it. I wouldn't put your money on Texas. I wouldn't put a millionaire's money on Texas. Don't do it. Stick with Oklahoma. Am I a Venables guy? Definitely not. I'm not a Venables guy, but Sarkisian is yet to win a signature game. Arch Manning is just maybe top 5 overrated quarterback so far. I'm not saying it's over for him, but so far it just hasn't been what we thought we were going to see.
I mean, no, I couldn't agree more with that statement. I mean, I, I didn't think Florida was. I always think Florida's going to win even when we suck, and I didn't think we were going to win last week. If I don't think we're going to win, that means we shouldn't win. We shouldn't win that game. Texas is way better coached team, but
Yeah.
their O line, man, their O line missing Kelvin Banks, huge. We hit him every time he threw the ball. So I think Arch is actually. I was saying that I was going to defend him when we talked about him because it's not his fault a lot of times, man.
Mm.
He gets killed back there this year. He has been getting killed. He has no time to throw. He gets
Okay.
we hit so many. We laid him out so many times. Like when he was throwing, why he was about to throw, and he actually played a really good game against us. He had some good deep shots. He was able to move well in the pocket. It was just his O line let him down, I think. So I think he's getting a little bit too much flack. Yeah, he's not a freaking first rounder. No, I'm not saying that either.
No.
No, I'm not
I
saying
mean,
that
people
either.
are saying Heisman. People are
Exactly.
saying this guy was a shoe in for the Heisman.
Yeah, but also he's definitely not close to that. Even with the good O line, I don't think he'd be the Heisman race. Let me say that. first off. So I'm not defending him that much, but I'm just saying, yeah, if he had a little bit more help, I think he'd be having a little bit more better season because I could see the talent for sure. But he gets off platform a lot, and he's young. He's not great off platform yet, and he's still off platform every time right now. Their O line just ain't holding up, and that could be a big difference in this game because Oklahoma's got a great D line with our Mason Thomas being the biggest factor there. He's just really good, man. One of
He's
the
a
best pass
dog.
rushers in the country, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think he's definitely one of the best. I think some of these guys aren't really been living up. Some of the interior D linemen, I think it's a deep class, but a couple of them, I'm not sure if they have lived up, to what some of them have thought, and it's going to pave the way for some of these other guys or an underclassmen guys. But there's not like, I mean, Ruben Bain, I think is the best defensive player right now, and then my favorite defensive player is not even draftable, Dylan Stewart. He's my favorite defensive player in the nation
Yeah, I love
overall.
Dylan Stewart, man. Absolute dog. He's great. He's
Yeah,
great.
he's a dog.
He's great.
He's a dog.
I think he reminds me a lot of the Broncos. Nick Bonito leading the league in sacks right now.
Oh
Both
yeah.
both undersized. Like 245. I think they play the exact same way. So I think Dylan Stewart got to have Nick Bonito ceiling in the NFL because that guy. I mean, he's front runner for NFL Player of the Year, right? Defensive Player of the Year right now. 9.5 sacks already in 5 games. And
Yeah, I
Bonito's
didn't know he had that much. Yeah,
no Bonito's
I didn't
dude.
know he had that much.
He's really fun to watch because he's like, he's so undersized for a pass rusher, but he's so explosive. You can't get your hands on him. So it doesn't matter how big you are. It don't matter if you're 330, if you can't touch the guy. His first step quickness is crazy. I love watching him play. That Broncos defense, very fun to watch. Him and Surtain together is just really good football to watch if you like defense.
Love it, love it. Yeah, I think there are a lot of guys out here, man, that are putting
But
people on notice and showing people, man, they mean business.
back to this game. I'm going with Texas, man. I know you said you wouldn't put no money. I didn't put money on it. Don't get me wrong, but if I had to, I would. I would because I just don't trust Michael Hawkins. We talked about this before the show. Um,
Hmm.
he just hasn't. Last year he looked terrible as a freshman. He only threw for 162 against Kent State last week. You got to throw for a lot more than that this week to win. I just don't trust him. I don't trust Arch either, but I trust him more than Michael Hawkins. And I trust Oklahoma's. I trust both these defenses. Texas defense didn't show up last week really against Florida. We were able to manhandle them kind of on the front, which was very surprising. I didn't see that coming, but I think they're able to bounce back because they know they can't lose another game. They know they can't. They can't lose another game if they want to make the playoffs. They got to win out. So I think Sarkisian gets them up for this rivalry game, and they're able to pull it out. But let me just if Mateer was playing, I would definitely be on Oklahoma's side. Let me say that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Oklahoma. I think they're gonna be a game record and a season record for some people this season, especially if Mateer comes back strong. I kind of wish, man. I don't wish injury on anyone. I would just wish Mateer was healthy because he would make this Heisman race, I think, so interesting. Because right now, I have Dante Moore, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's get into the next game, Dalton. I got Indiana here in Oregon. We've already went through that one, which
Michigan
I got
USC.
Oregon, but Michigan USC, underrated game. One of the most underrated games of the week. Maeva is a guy who's growing on me by the week. Underrated quarterback. What's your outlook on this game? Can they get it done, or is Michigan due for the win? Is Bryce Underwood going to get it done?
Great matchup, man. I love this game because I really don't know who to take. That's why I like games like that. USC's defense has been a lot improved this year until last week. We were waiting for the shoe to fall with Lincoln, and it did last week against Illinois. 2 weeks ago, I guess. They had a bye last week. But 2 weeks ago against Illinois, they had scored 32, still lost 34-32, gave up the game-winning drive. They couldn't slow down Ottmeyer passing. He threw all over him. And Underwood's a freshman, though. Is he going to be able to do what Ottmeyer did? I'm a little skeptical.
No.
So I'm taking USC in this one, buddy. I'm taking USC 38-28 by 10. Actually, I think they get it done. Michigan's defense hasn't been as good as the past few years. Seems like their secondary struggling a little bit. They don't have the dogs in secondary. They're still great up front with Rashawn Benny and co. But the back end's not as good as usual. And I think with Maeva and McCallum, that's a problem. They're going to be able to expose that. And Michigan just has a problem slowing them down, man. USC has a way better run game than in years past. with Wayshawn Parker and Eli Sanders. I think their offense just gets it done today. I think, Lincoln Riley, this is a good matchup for Lincoln because this ain't a team that can really, I don't think, in my opinion, this year with Underwood, expose their defense too much.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. I was kind of thinking you would lean towards Michigan. I like Underwood a lot. My phone died, so I can't look up his name. I had it here on my list. Michigan's running back.
Oh,
He's really good.
Justice Haynes, yeah.
Justice Haynes, he could be a bell cow for them this game, and they could just ride him and then maybe run some read option late with Underwood to kind of get that out of space. But they would have to have him going in order to do that because I
He's
think they're, you give up a couple of runs to Underwood, yeah, you're going to live with that. But if he gets a couple more after that, you're going to throw a spy on him, throw some contain, and then after that, you're going to have some receivers step up. So that's the only way I think Michigan gets it done is if their running backs are going crazy, and then they can kind of just lean on Underwood to get those 4th and 1s, 3rd and 1s.
I do like that point because you're right. Haynes is one of the best backs in the nation so far this year. He has 100 yards every game, averaging 7.7
Yes.
yards per carry, 8 touchdowns. I mean, he almost has as many yards as Ahmad Hardy, So, yeah, this guy's really, really, really good. Bama's probably wishing they would have kept him. They would have had him and Jay Miller this year. I mean, dang. But it looks like a good move for this guy because now he's got, he's RB1 unquestioned. But I just, I love Underwood. I think next year, 2 years from now, he's going to be so good, and Michigan's going to be, top 5. But right now, he struggles a little bit passing the ball, especially against good teams. I mean, 105 passing yards against Nebraska. Yeah, they won that game, but he struggled a lot. 142 against Oklahoma. So the two good teams he's played, he only played 2 good teams. He hasn't, got over 150 yards passing in those 2 games. So I think USC sells out to stop the run, make Underwood beat you with the pass, and I just don't think he's there yet.
I agree. You're going to see those flashes. That's all you want out of a true freshman. If you get a lot of true freshmen out there, we got JKS, we got Bryce Underwood, and there's Bear Brockmeyer and Malik Washington.
And then Malik Washington from Maryland, yeah. So there's 4 starters, I guess. That's it this year, right? 4 freshmen?
Yes, I think that's around. Yeah, and a couple have gotten some garbage time, like, our guy Scotty Fox, St. Longstreet there. Yeah, the full-time starters, you just want to see a flash out of it when you have a freshman at the helm, true freshman. And that's all they're going to see, I think, this week. We're going to see some flashes. We're going to see some good plays.
Oh, yeah.
But Maeva is going to be good. This is a gimme. This is a free year for USC, in my opinion. If Lincoln Riley can just not blow it up this year, and just not, UCLA it, because next year and the year after, they have recruits coming in that are just some studs. I mean, you name it. The positions, they have some guys that are really good. If they keep these guys committed, then it's only going to be better and better each year for the Trojans, and we're going to have to get used to them as being a Big Ten contender. Give me the Trojans in this one. I think Maeva's going to have a heck of a game. Mekhi Lemon, I think a lot of people discrediting Maeva's success to Mekhi Lemon. I get it. If you have a number 1 receiver, if you have a first-round receiver, that's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to make the coach's life a lot easier. I get it. But he's still a good quarterback. Somebody's still got to get it to him, and I think people overlook what Maeva can do. Do you think Maeva's going to have a big game, or what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I think he does. I think he's one of the biggest reasons they win this game. I think he's very efficient this game. He throws for, close to 300. Maybe not against his defense, but he plays close to it, and he just plays efficient, and he keeps his sticks moving. Like I said, their run game's way better than it's been under Lincoln Riley ever. It's the best run game they've had so far through the first 5 weeks of the season. 2 really good backs. So I think that's a difference maker. Maybe you get some pressure off of him. They ain't been able to do that at USC. It's been pass with these quarterbacks. They ain't been able to get the pressure off of them. This year, they can hand it off and get 5 or 6 almost every play. So that helps a lot. Maeva's really good. So I'm going with the offense in this game, man. Lincoln gets it done. 5-1 USC. I guess they might be ranked after this week if they win.
They better be ranked if they win this one. I think a lot of people's going to put some respect on USC. They're growing on me. They're really growing on me. Maeva's growing on me a whole lot. Looks like they made a heck of a move and the right move by, getting rid of Miller Moss and going with Maeva. I think that's going to turn out to be a great move for them as they move their way up in the rankings. Let's go into the last game here, man. Forks up. The Utes. What's going to happen here? Is Dillingham going to get it done? Is he going to make the playoffs 2 years in a row? I have faith in him as the weeks going by. If you ask me that after week 2, I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know. This team's not as good as last year. Scatabo, they miss him. Um, are they Arizona of last year? I think that people were kind of questioning that after the first couple weeks. They only had a one trick pony at wide receiver. People were saying with Jordan Tyson, but they've gotten better these past couple weeks. They've played better football. They've grown into what we've grown into know them the past 12 months. You were on Arizona State last year. You said this is going to be a good team, even though they were picked the last in the conference last year, Big 12. Do they get it done against the Utes? Are they going to be able to pull it off at the 10:15 kickoff time?
Man, like I said, this one of my favorite games of the weekend. I just love the quarterback matchup, Levitt versus Dampier. Both these teams scare me though. I think I want to think they're really good. I don't trust either one of them for some reason. I think Utah, I don't trust them because I watched the Texas Tech game. They just got manhandled. Then
Mm-hmm.
Arizona State is just, it's still, they still only got one receiver. That hasn't changed. Jordan Tyson's freaking amazing. Wide receiver one, probably top 10 pick. But man, eventually you play these good coaches, they're going to be able to scheme their way around that. And that's what I think happens this week. I'm going with Whittingham. Kyle Willingham in Utah. He's been there too long. He knows how to scheme around. If you only got one guy,
Ooh.
I think if you've got one guy, he's able to take him out of the game. He's going to make their run game, try to beat them. But you know how strong they are on the front seven every year. Utah, that's their best part is their front seven. I think they're able to keep this. It's a low scoring game. Utah tries to keep the ball on the ground, run the clock a lot, and it's maybe like 21-17. I'm not seeing a shootout like the Big 12. People think it's all shootouts, but no,
Mm.
Arizona State TCU game was only 27-24 last week. Everybody thought that was going to be in the high 30s or 40s. So I think defense don't get enough respect in this conference.
Good point. That's a good point. I think with them having a great offensive line in Utah, they have Lomu and they have Fano. They have two first round offensive linemen. They're probably going to try to ride them, but they're heck of pass blockers. They might try to run some play action and get that going. That is a real sneaky peek there. Sneak pick with Utah, man. I want to take Utah so bad.
They're about 5.5, which is a lot more than I thought. I thought it'd be 3 because they're home, but 5.5 is. I mean, that means actually they'd be favored on neutral too. So that surprises me a little bit.
Vegas always has a little sneak peek here every games, but after seeing everyone in Vegas also have Louisville favored last year over Virginia, I lost faith in Vegas. I'm like, what are you doing? So 5.5, that might give me more faith in Arizona. I'm like, all right, they might win this game because they have playoff experience. But as a trench guy, I love some good O line play. It's hard to go against possibly the best O line in the nation here. It's hard.
Yeah, their
It's
O
hard.
line's so good, and it always is. But this year it's even better than normal. Like you said, 2 first rounders. The fan, what's it? Spencer Fano. What's the other one? Lomu's.
Caleb,
He's
Caleb
probably
Lomu.
like
I
him.
like I like Caleb Lomu more.
Yeah,
Spencer Fano is good. Everybody loves him. I think he's a little light. I think he could use 10 pounds.
Lomu again over him.
That's my opinion. But he could also just be one of those guys who just doesn't need it. He's just got crazy strength, just one of those super freaks. I'm not hating on him, but I do like Lomu a little bit more right now.
That's what I was thinking.
I want to ride that. I want to tell it with you, man. But you
Come
could
on,
just see you could just see Levitt and Tyson just hooking up for a magical day, and Dillingham just weaseling his way in there, and more with these kids growing, in this era, belief is such a factor, and if the players buy into the coach, they will run through a brick wall more than ever. I will say that, and there's few coaches right now. It's harder to get to win these kids over with the transfer portal and all these guys coming in and out in the NIL era. It's harder to get those guys to run through a brick wall for you. But when you see it happen, it's awesome. Like a Dan Campbell, see guys like that. Not many guys can get guys rallied up like that. Dillingham's one of them. He's one of those guys. He's like a Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning and Dillingham are two of my favorite coaches in the nation, along with Lane Kiffin. Those guys can get kids to run through a brick wall. They believe in them. They pat them on the back, but they also coach them hard. That's what I like about him. That's why it's really hard for me to pick against Arizona State here and Sparky. Devin Dampier, can he do it? Everything's looking up like here, man. Just don't lose this game for us. Just don't lose it for us. I'm gonna go with Utah. I'm gonna stick my neck out there with you. Let's ride Utah together. And let's go. Let's go. We got over 160 people in here. We really appreciate it. That's the last of our picks, but we are not done.
We got
Let's
three
give
of
a
the
quick.
same picks. We got three of the same, right? We both took Ohio State. We both took USC. We both took Utah. But I
Yes,
took Missouri. You took Bama. I took Texas. You took Oklahoma. I took IU. You took Oregon. So 3-3 this week. We'll see how it plays out. I like it. I like when we have when we're not always the same. Some weeks we side 6-0, but not this year actually. Not this year. I don't think we've done that once.
I agree. I agree. It's been a lot of good slates this week. Last week was one of the quote unquote weakest slates, which I still liked. It was still had some great games. UCLA beating Penn State, classic. Still got some great games out of it. Navy,
Fill that
yeah.
up.
Shout out to Blake Horvath who won
Yeah.
Player of the Week for us. And
Nah,
then hey, we were on a call with the people with the Shrine Bowl. We do that every week, and we give them a player every week, right? And one of the I didn't this week. I didn't have time. I got in there late, but one of the guys who got brought up was Heidenreich.
there you go.
They're like, man, what do we do with Heidenreich? What are they going to put him as in the league? But Heidenreich's an NFL player.
Oh my god! I mean, I've been on his team since last year, dude. I love that guy. He averaged 10 yards a touch, and he's still doing it this year. Like this guy's just so explosive. If he gets the ball, he's getting 10 yards. It's crazy. I love him. He's not undersized. Really, he's 200 pounds, so he's got enough strength. He's got enough size. We're gonna see what he runs in the 40 though. I think that's huge for him. And like you said, he's a tweener. We don't know if he's really a receiver or running back because this offense, uses him in the wing kinda. So it's going to be interesting, but I definitely think he's going to catch on somewhere. He's just too good of a player, too explosive.
I agree. I agree. I think he's a heck of a guy. He's a heck of a
Oh,
guy. He's
oh
definitely going to
yeah.
be in the league. If you're not familiar, Eli Heidenreich for Navy, absolute baller. And we got some ballers. We're about to preview here in a minute to finish out the show. We got 3 recruits that you all need to know about. There are 3 uncommitted recruits. Big thing what we do here at Home Squad Sports. We try to get guys' names out there like we've done. A lot of quarterbacks you've seen that are already on the field. You see Pitt. We got to cover. We got to cover a lot of guys, that are already touching the field and have yet to touch the field. So, quarterbacks is we got on. We got a quarterback, wide receiver, and linebacker here, guys. We got quarterback Kaden Stefek out of Texas, wide receiver Taz Sykes, and then we got linebacker BJ Payton. These are 3 guys we're gonna finish out the show with. Stay tuned. We're going to have their highlight tapes back to back to back. These are guys that are absolute ballers. You're going to want to know their name. I'm not going to toot our own horn here, but we have proof. It's been proven in our short coming up on 2 years of doing this that if we post a guy, if we put him on a list, phone's going to ring to some extent. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nick Saban's not going to come out of retirement and call
Right.
you. But we have proof. We have athletic directors that have reached out to us and say, hey, we have had guys show up this week just because they've seen the video, yada, yada, yada. And, we live in the internet and information age. You have to get your name out there as a player. Even back when we played, you still had to do it. And it's even tenfold now. You have to get your name out there. It was always an old saying, if you're good, they'll find you. That's not really necessarily the case anymore. You have to find them. You have to make them see you. You have to send your tape out multiple times. Players, leave your DMs open. You got to have your DMs open because
Yeah.
if we have a blue check, if I can't DM you, they can't DM you, coaches, and that's just how they recruit these days. That's just a lot of coaches, man. That's just how they do it. These 3 guys, though, we'll get into it before we end the show. And these guys are 3 ballers. Kaden Stefek, dual threat quarterback here, and he's a real sleeper. Got some FCS offers, but the FBS offers are going to definitely roll in, I believe, here soon. Before we do that here, before we premiere these 3 athletes here, let's get into the top 25. We've already got our predictions here. So let's predict some risers and some fallers here. So you have Oregon losing. They're number 3. Where do you think they're going to drop to? Is Indiana just going to – I don't think they'll flip-flop them necessarily, but what do you think is going to happen out of your picks since we've got those done and, top 25 shakes out?
I mean, I think IU is going to move up to 3, actually. Yeah, because
Wow.
I think Oklahoma loses and A&M loses to Florida. Florida does it back-to-back weeks.
Oh, my gosh, Dalton.
I was humble
You
last
got
week.
to stop with this, man. But Texas is
Humble.
not good. Texas isn't good.
I was
Stop with
humble.
the Florida. You don't have a good football team. You all
Exactly.
beat
I was humble last week. I said we are going to lose, and we didn't. So this week I'm saying we're going to win.
But
That
y'all aren't
works.
gonna beat them. But they're way better than Texas.
Mm.
Marcel Reed is way better than Arch Manning. Marcel Reed's better than Aiden Childs now in my book.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, I'm on your
Marcel,
side there. I'm on your side there. I'm on
you're
your side.
playing a better. Okay, so you're playing a better team than you played last week, and you're gonna beat them.
Yeah.
He's crazy. You love Billy Napier. Why do you like Billy Napier? You
I
need
don't.
to
I just,
stop
bro,
this.
you know, for the
You
fans,
need to lose. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Dalton.
us
You
Florida
can't
fans, that's what us
you
Florida fans want, though. We do. We want our cake. We want to have our cake and eat it.
no,
That's
stop that. You can't fire your coach and win the game. You can't do that. That's not
I
going to
don't.
happen.
I
Do
don't
you
see
not
why.
get that?
You
Am
do
I
well.
not crazy?
I
You
wish.
don't
If I was AD, I'd think go ahead and win every game. We'll still fire you. That's what I think.
why wouldn't you just do you all want to be Oklahoma State? Do you all want to be Oklahoma State?
Okay,
That is what you are going
we're
towards.
never gonna be that bad.
You're
Shit.
not going towards a 20-year tenure, but what you're going towards is saying, "Hey, as long as we're not horrible, we'll keep you around." And that's the last thing you want to do is Florida to get that mantra. Florida's already got the stigma of being very streaky. They don't have a consistent history of winning. It's
No,
very
definitely not.
streaky and up and
Definitely
down.
not.
And I respect that because it takes years to build a program. It takes 2, 3 years, and then up and down. You got guys that leave. You're not constantly reloading. It's a process. I respect that. But you all don't have necessarily this, long history of winning. You all just need to take these next what? How many more games you got? 5 more games?
We got like more than that. What are we 2-3? Still got 7 games.
Oh, my bad. 7 more games. We're on week 7. You got throwing 2 buys. Yeah, 7 more games. Why can't you all just say, all right, we are going to sacrifice these next 6, 7 games just so we can have longevity and have a brighter future? Why don't you see that, Dalton?
Because I want to ruin somebody's season. I want to ruin their season, bro. Screw them. Screw A&M. I want to ruin their season. They think they're a darling of this year. They're freaking ranked 5. Nah, they don't. It's A&M, dude. They ain't. They don't. We beat Manziel when he was all hyped the week after beat freaking Bama. We ain't scared of this team, man.
That's a good
Our
point.
defense is gonna wreck this game. It ain't our offense, but Lagway is gonna play better like he did last week. He's gonna play a game like last week. He's back.
Oh my gosh, Lagway
I
is
didn't say
back.
nothing about Napier, by the way. I noticed I didn't give him no flowers. Nah, Lagway is back. Napier ain't shit still.
Gosh,
Don't get it
dude, I
twisted.
love you,
Napier
dude.
still ain't shit. Napier ain't shit still. I'm on that hill still. Even if we win this
But
game,
he can,
even if he wins this game, he still ain't. It ain't him that won the game. It's not gonna be
who-
him. He's gonna.
okay.
He almost cost us the game last week with his clock management. So I mean, even if we won last week, I'm still not on his side. I'm still on his side. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Even if we win
Okay.
this game, like I said, if we can beat A&M, I still ain't. Who's keep Napier? Nah, he can still leave. We should beat A&M every year. That's my point as a fan. So it won't move the needle for me.
Really? Is that what you believe? You think okay, okay.
Yeah, we should
I
beat the
mean,
year. They had no titles. They ain't got nothing. They have one freaking Heisman winner all time. That's all they got at A&M ever. We got 3 ships, 4 Heisman winners. We're a way better program than them. Even with how streaky we are, we're still a way better program than A&M historically. So we
that's
should a
yeah,
little
I
bit.
agree.
That's all I'm saying. So if we win this game, no, it doesn't move the needle for Napier at all. He still needs to get gone.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Like I just want my team to win, but it still ain't gonna save Napier's job if it's up to me. But I think the rest of the Florida fans would agree too. It's just what the AD is gonna do, man. We
It's
can't.
not up to you though. I know it's what I'm saying. You all have to force the AD's decision. You can't make this a judgment call. You have to make this a no-brainer. You have to make this a Belichick. You have to make this a what do you think Belichick's going to make it through the week?
Who they
Supposedly he might not make it through the week.
who they play this week?
I know, but they're just saying no. They're saying he might not make it till
Make
Saturday. They're gearing up. They might be
It's
firing him before
it's
Saturday.
already Wednesday though. I think they would have done it already, right?
I don't know. Supposedly they're meeting internally. This might be the last game for old Belichick. You were right about North Carolina.
I will say, not many people were on my side there at all. It's kind of crazy. Like everybody thought he was going to succeed.
I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
I agree.
you did too. I mean, you didn't think he was going to. I won't hate on you too much. You didn't say like he was going to be championship winner and shit, stuff like that. But you thought they would be like 9-3, 8-4. And no, he doesn't have it in college. He's just, it's a different game, man. Just like Nick Saban didn't have it in the NFL. Some guys you're only good at, one or the other. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Just you can be the best of all time at one and suck at the other. That's not a big deal. But you just shouldn't have tried it, probably. Because now your legacy's a little bit tainted.
I definitely tainted. The thing is, the scapegoat they're giving for him, which I'm not falling for it. I'm not giving them the slack. People are saying it's just hard for him to relate to this generation, to relate to these
I know.
18, 19, 20 year olds.
Said he wasn't gonna be.
Well, well, guess what? We have guys in there that are 23, 24. He can't relate to them, but he can relate to a 24-year-old girl and shack up with her. He can relate. He can't relate to the kids. That's not. He can't do it. They're men, young men. He can't relate to them, but he can relate to some 24-year-old random girl, and all of a sudden they are whatever they are now.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, don't use that excuse if he can't relate. He can obviously relate to 20-year-olds just fine.
He
So
is
I'm not.
what you want. And I'm the biggest Bill Belichick hater ever. I think he could never coach. He got fired from the Browns. He got lucky. Freaking Tom Brady came around, dude. Or he wasn't gonna win a ring and he probably wouldn't win a ring in New England either. Tom Brady, he got lucky, the shoe fell. Tom Brady ended up being the best quarterback ever. I think he just got lucky. That's just my opinion. I mean, as soon as he left, he sucked. Before he was there, he sucked.
I agree. I
And
agree.
that's just fact. That's not even an opinion. Like that part is a fact. He sucked before Brady, he sucked after. That is a fact.
That's a great. I know. I know. You got the nail on the head. I think just thought that greatness, and I think he's more of a GM than he is a coach. I think Robert Kraft. You see a lot of owners who want to be GMs and they have their nose in the stuff. Robert Kraft wasn't like that.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
like
We're giving, like, no, the other thing is we're giving Belichick credit for like Wes Welker. Like that's him. No, that was Brady made Wes Welker, bro. The Brady and the GM made Wes Welker. It wasn't Bill Belichick didn't do shit for Wes Welker.
yeah, Amendola, all them.
That
Yeah.
was just Brady and the GM hiring them, finding them. The GM found them. Brady threw it to him. Belichick didn't do nothing. He was just sitting on the sidelines. So I think great career, good for him that he was the guy riding the coattails. He got really got lucky. I think me and you could have won just as many titles as Belichick.
Oh yeah,
You-
I could drop some plays if I got. I could
you-
drop some plays if I got. Some of those guys he had, but I will give him some credit. It's not. He wasn't.
I'll give
He's
him
not a
time.
horrible coach,
Kept the team
but
together every year too. Like they never had, they were good off the field and all that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think it's going to end soon for them in Chapel Hill, Chapel Thrill. But all right, you got any final words before we get into our top 3 recruits before we finish out the show and let their film ride out?
I'm good, man. I'm just ready for this week. So many good games. We're gonna learn a lot about some new teams. Just excited. I'm always excited for the new slate. Every week's different. South Florida, North Texas too. By the way, my on most underrated game of the week,
Oh,
Friday night.
there's some. Oh,
Friday
there's some
night.
underrated games, man. I think
Like,
Pittsburgh
a
could.
five game. I mean, that's a playoff eliminator. If South Florida loses,
South Florida's done, dude. They're
they get
irrelevant.
it. The group of five playoff. They're only
They're
ranked one spot.
done. They're done. They're done. They're done. South Florida's done. They suck.
If they run the table, Memphis loses one game. They're gonna jump them.
They're done.
Okay.
I trust me. They're gonna prove they're done. I trust me.
Okay.
They
There's
lost
one
me.
this week.
They lost me money, and they're dead to me.
So Messmaker beats them this week.
Mestamaker is gonna beat them this week because
Okay.
they're dead to me. They're
Okay.
dead.
Hey, Messmaker beats them this week. I'm on your side. I thought you'd take South Florida, but I know
No,
it's
South Florida's dead to me. I can't believe they didn't. They lost me big money against
better
who
against
they.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami. They didn't cover against Miami.
Well,
Come on, Byron Brown. Carson Beck might win the Heisman.
Miami's just freaking good. I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it, but
Carson Beck might win the Heisman. He's
Miami,
right now. He's my Heisman pick. Is Carson Beck.
Miami's freaking good, and it sucks. They're really good, man. Their whole team's loaded every position.
I hate that. I never thought I would say Carson Beck would be my Heisman pick right now, but he's
I mean, this
definitely
year's
my Heisman
wild,
pick.
man. There's just not a runaway favorite. If somebody go, I mean, it's still wide open though. Somebody goes have $3 weeks in a row. You're front runner right now this year.
I think Dante Moore's going to be a better quarterback. I think he is, but they're going to give Carson Beck I think the benefit of the doubt, being a senior, um, playing better competition.
Mendoza
And
wins this week. He's front runner, and I think they win. So
okay, so you got Mendoza being your Heisman front runner come
after this
Monday.
week, yeah, after this week, I mean, I think if you beat Oregon on the road and you're ranked top 5 with his numbers, I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
I don't hate it. I don't
Mendoza,
hate it because
Mendoza
I
number
don't
one.
hate it.
Mendoza
He's
number
going to be a future starter in the
my
NFL because
favorite
there's not.
my favorite quarterbacks in this Heisman race. They're gonna have way better numbers than these guys, but the teams aren't good enough. Like what I'm talking about Hoover and Sawyer Roberts, and really them two. They're gonna have way better numbers than Moore. They're gonna have better numbers than Beck. Their team ain't gonna be good enough. They're gonna go 8-4, 7-5. You don't get Heisman winners on those. So you got to be a really good team. So I think that's the problem this year. Like I don't think the number is going to be crazy from this Heisman winner. Maybe like a year like when Mark Ingram won, which was insane. But it might be a year like that where we just have a guy that's a little underwhelming stat wise, but he gets the job done every week.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Stats
We'll
doesn't.
see. I
It's
think
not the end all be all to me either. Like stats don't mean anything. If you win the game, you win the game. So I agree with the Heisman being on a good team. Like I don't care if you throw for 4,500 yards if your team's 6-6. It doesn't matter. So
right.
I agree with the way the Heisman works on that part. Like even Lamar went in that year. I was skeptical on that. Yeah, he was the best player in the country. But most important, they didn't make the. They lost to Houston that year. They lost to Kentucky. So Heisman, it's always a controversial topic because it's about what you want, and I do want team success with it. I do personally.
Yep, I agree. I agree. You can't just give it to some, to a guy in a G5. You got to be playing some dogs out there. But all right, man, that's gonna round out for the show. We thank everyone that's been tuning in. We got 3 recruits we're gonna show out here, like we said, guys. You're gonna want to keep your name on. Kaden Stefek, Taz Sykes, and BJ Payton. First up here, we have Kaden Stefek, and we'll let the show ride out. We really appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Catch us back Monday at noon. We will see who have our best picks. We each had 3 of the same picks, so somebody's going to have to, win here. It's going to be a good week. We'll see if Bama can hold off Missouri. We'll see if USC can hold off Michigan. Oregon and Indiana is probably one of my favorites. And then Ohio State, can they separate themselves? I think we're all going to get those answers this week. Catch us back Monday at noon. And here is the first recruit, Kaden Stefek. You all have a great one.
Yep. See y'all later.
Peace.
Shimmer DK, wide receiver from Florida, Home Squad Sports.
This is Jacob Harris, and shout out to Home Squad Sports.
Hey, it's Jake Brenningstool with Home Squad Sports.
This is Seth Hennigan.